Alrighty, well it's time to change out the thermostat, which I think is right behind this on this B2200 project. I'm going to be pulling off, there's two bolts, one here, one there, pops off, and then you just put the new thermostat and gasket in, which are, it's this little, it's actually an older style looking thermostat. But yeah, that's it there. It'll be fairly straightforward. Pull off the bolts and then we can fill this guy up with coolant. I've already drained it out, so that won't be an issue. This is a two core rad from a automatic version. I decided to get it. It was cheap, the junkyard, I think like 40 bucks, and a huge amount of improvement for cooling. So let's pull off these bolts and see how it goes. So I'm gonna pull off the hose here first. Once I have this hose off, I should be able to get at both the top and the rear bolt with a socket. Yeah, this project should go pretty good. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Yeah, so the thermostat should just be in here. Yeah, I feel it. Almost seems kind of gunked up. And then there should be one bolt in the bottom, one on the top, so let's get those guys off. The inevitable happened. Of course, working on old rusty trucks in a place like this that gets a lot of salt, it decided to round off. So, but luckily, and the most annoying part about it is the fact that it was the one down here below, the one underneath. So having to drill it out or something along those lines would have been a pain in the ass, but luckily I was able to get it on there perfectly straight and give it a good whack, and it did break free. So I am very fortunate that that worked. So I do have the other engine that was in this truck before in the back of it, so I'm gonna actually be pulling the bolt off that one if it's good. If not, pretty sure this is like an M6 or yeah, M6 by 1.25 or something along those lines. So that should be good. So I should be okay on that. I mean, something so simple like changing a thermostat, I'm surprised that this happened, but you know, what can you do? So I will continue pulling this off. It should just be now. Okay, so I pulled out a couple things from the back. There's still a few things left in there. We'll go through those. But everything that came with the truck, I got like a brand new passenger side door with glass. It doesn't have the insert on the inside, but that's fine. No dents on this one. Looks pretty clean. Passenger side fender. It's got this weird, almost maroon paint job to it. I can't really tell. It's all dusty, but yeah, I guess that door's for here, where it's kind of banged up and dented in here. Is actually some, look closely, that is deer hair, still from the deer hit it. And that fender, I don't know, it's got a couple dings on this factory one, but it's not anything you can't fix. I'm not really sure why there's a spare one, but that's fine. And then all the other goodies that are in the back of this thing, let's check it out. Factory rear chrome bumper that's been painted black. Fan shroud. Let's see if I got a light here. Fan shroud, fan, a spare diff. The diff back here, hard to tell as once again. Let's see if I got a light anywhere. No light, I guess, but diff carrier, 2 tires, full set of wheels. There's 2 there and 2 at the back. And the cool thing is the original engine that is in the back here. The original 2.2 that leaks oil out of everything. The only reason I'm coming back here to get all this stuff out is because I thought the thermostat would be on here to get those bolts, because I snapped the one. But it's not, so that's kind of shitty. But holy cow, once I get this thing on the light, we can see how much dirt and grime's really on it. But it is disgusting. It's gross. But there's my factory engine that came in this truck originally, and it's still there, so I'll keep it around. I'll see if I need anything off it, but most likely not. And I'll pull the capper off eventually. It's not bolted down very hard, so shouldn't have an issue doing that. But we can pull the capper off and actually get a view in there once it's not so dark. But right now I'm looking for another one of these bolts. This is the good one, the good side. I need the other one that was bad and spun off. So I already put the new thermostat in there, as you can tell. I just need to put the bolts on it. Here's the old thermostat. They actually looks fine, so it kind of worries me a little bit, basically because I don't really want to do the water pump on this, but if I have to, so be it, I'll do it. But I'm kind of hoping that once I get coolant in this guy and it works, it actually functions. So we'll try that out, but first off I'll find a bolt and then we can go from there. It's getting really hot, which is good. I think the coolant, that means the coolant is flowing through. However, it seems to be creating quite a bit of, doesn't look blue, it's smoky though. I hope that's not oil burn. We'll find out though. Let's see. Temperature still hasn't climbed up much yet, so it should be working, I think. But so what do we got going on today? I'm gonna pull the cap off. Since I got the truck all running last time, it seemed to be working with the coolant, but I think it has a little bit of a I think it would be the valves or something along those lines. They probably leak a little bit while it's cold. Once it heats up, they get decent again. It'll stop burning oil. I think it's a typical B series or B2200 issue with those engines. So I'm gonna leave it for now and keep an eye on it and see if it burns any oil or anything along those lines. But basically in each one of these corners, there's a bolt, a bolt, a bolt, a bolt. Pull this guy off so it's out of my way. And from there, what I'll do is I'm actually gonna remove the 4-inch blocks. There's actually these exact blocks in here on monoleafs, and I'm gonna put in the 3-inch blocks that are on right there. I'm gonna get those guys put in the back so it'll lift it up about an inch. Well, it should theoretically lift about an inch, so the tire should sit about here, so it's not as tight as what we got going on here, because I do want to be able to drive this on the highway quite a bit. And the other issue that it's causing is, if we look, well, you can't really see, but if we look under there, the axle of the truck is riding on the frame, and that is a no-go. So let's pull this off. So that was probably, I got heavy breathing. It's probably the most embarrassing thing I've ever done, was removing this all by myself, but it's off. Now I don't have to wait 2 hours to get help from someone else, so it's nice. The truck looks absolutely awesome with everything off. You can tell now that there's the engine. the other wheels. The rear bumper. Okay, so the old 2.2 liter engine, the wheels, rad fan. It's actually a diff here that's in good shape, which is pretty sweet. So I may have this as like a spare welded diff just to throw in once in a while. That'd be kind of cool. Another diff carrier. I actually had an old diff carrier, and the welded diff I had at one point exploded and grenaded through the carrier, which was funny. And some carbureted stuff. The other things that were in there was this fender and the door, as you seen earlier in the video. So good amount of goodies, which is exciting. So, we got some weird stickers in the back of the truck. See what we got. Top tier imports, villains, husky situations, don't know what that means. And what else we got? Cute little Dodo Logic sticker and Kill tires. That's awesome. And he did the last owner tinted the rear window, which actually looks a lot better, so that's pretty cool. But let's get the rest of the stuff out of the box. We'll have to get the engine hoist to get the engine out of there, and then we can start working on the rear of it and actually see how much more it lifts up. The issue I'm having right now is the, let's see, the frame rail on the truck. The axles, the jacks won't make it under the frame rail, so I'm gonna have to come in probably in between the wheel here. It should slide under the leaf spring. If not, I'll have to lift it up a bit, but that will be the trick to get it out. So let's keep at it. There we go, the engine's out of the box. Lots of rust, I guess, grease, oil, like it's just caked on this thing on both sides, even the manifold, the exhaust manifold side. There's nasty oil in the timing chain or timing belt area here. So just gross amount of oil all over the place. It looks like it was leaking from the valve cover, maybe where the head gasket is there as well. Like, it's just disgusting. So I don't really know what I'm gonna do with this motor. I might take off a couple parts of it, you know, could rebuild it and do a full gasket kit on it or something along those lines, just to have as a backup. But for now, that'll do. But now that all the weight's out of the box, we got distributor, a couple other things. Oh, we got kids delivering mail. That's always fun. I wish I would have recorded that. The kid came up and said the truck was nice. That's awesome. Okay, well, let's lower it back down and I'll watch how much more, look at that. So, monoleaf 4-inch blocks with weight in the box came down to here. Monoleaf 4-inch blocks has quite a bit of gap. But I'm gonna toss the 3As in. I'll show you why at the back. Just get under here. If you can see right, so I'll focus it quick here. If you can see right there, this top part is the axle. Right here's the axle and here's the frame. It's like within this much, and it constantly hits each other. So I'm gonna have to either, you know, I got a couple options that I could do. I could notch the frame and have it like that for a while, But the ride with the 4-inch box is a lot tighter, and it's not very nice to ride with. So I think what I'll do, I might put the 3s in, I may leave it as 4s. I'll have to drive it around for a bit, kind of find out. So after this engine is put in the ground and I give my hands a quick wash, I'm gonna try and just take it, you know, out there down the street a little bit and just see how it runs. So then I kind of get a better idea of how it's idling, how it's running, kind of things, and then we can decide what we want to do from there. So let's check it out.